Okay, so basically what we usually do, some of you are on Sugar Creek as well when we have the rallies, we just have a question and answering session, and just if you have any questions on stuff, maintenance or whatever. So do you have another mic to hand around for?
Just one mic. I'll handle it out if you want.
Hey Marvin, when's the tab 400 coming out?
With a clamshell.
With a clamshell? No. The Tab 400 is out already.
Just run with it. But how about a clamshell 400?
Just breaking the ice.
Yeah. So, anybody got any questions, or can I go back home?
No, I have a 2015, and we want to know if we can put in gauges for the gray and black tanks.
So 2015, and you want to add the
320,
tank gauges. It can be done. It takes a little bit more time. We changed from, we had a strip sensor that was
Yeah, we don't have
adhesive,
anything of that.
and we changed from that to the probe sensors now. So it can be done. It just takes a little bit of work.
And so any dealer?
Yeah, probably. Where are you from? What's
San Diego.
So who'd be your dealer?
Tom's Camperland.
Tom's
here.
Camperland. They probably can. They probably can do it. Yeah. Just call me. I'll fly out and fix it.
In the winter.
Yeah, but make sure it's winter when you call me, so I can come out where it's nice and warm. In California, we have, close to Los Angeles, we have a dealer called 1040 Overland, and he's pretty good at repairs. He could
His
probably.
mechanic's real good.
Hmm?
His mechanic's real good. Jason, I bought mine from him.
No,
And
okay.
he fixed some stuff.
Yeah.
So he put new sensors in, the mine that broke. Really didn't take much at all, but his mechanic is really good.
Yeah, that is probably where I'd send you. Would be,
It's in
Huh?
Wildemar in Riverside County near Temecula.
you know, more than I
Wait,
do.
what's the name of it?
It's called
1040.
1040.
Yeah, if you see me, I'll give you his cell number. But it's in Wildemar. It's along the 15 freeway just before you get to Murrieta and Temecula, if you know where that is. It's just north of San Diego.
On the temperature offset setting, which way does that go, plus or minus?
You got me on that one. I'm not. I just know you can calibrate it. I haven't actually really messed with it. Aldi does have an app with their installation or their instructions.
It doesn't
manual.
cover
It
that.
doesn't cover that. Wow.
There's a lot. It doesn't tell you which way. It basically,
Yeah.
adjust it one way. If it's right, it's good. If it doesn't, just turn it
Go
the
the
other
other
way.
way.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
it just
way
made
did
it
you
easy.
get it set it finally?
Pardon?
Which way did you get it to work?
I can't remember. I got it wrong the first time. So I have an inside temperature sensor, a little weather station one.
Yeah.
And so I adjusted it the first time. The number of degrees it was wrong,
Yeah.
that was off, and I was way off then. And so I just went back the other way. I think I went negative one and then positive the other, and it all finally just evened out.
I have a warranty question. Is this covered? What is it?
Have a wheel.
I forgot to lift it. I was almost on the freeway and some people pulled me over and said, "You're shooting sparks." And, because it is flat down to the bolts. And fortunately I wasn't on the freeway yet, and so I lifted it up. But this is now part. Living my
You look good at midnight going down last week.
Right?
Hall of shame.
Yes, exactly.
Don't throw that away.
No, this is art. That's an art piece.
Okay, I have a 2017 Tab 400, different than our 320. 320, I never had any problems with it. The 400, it's been in the dealer 4 separate times. 2 on the first one, they put in a new unit, 2 on that one. It gets cold for a while, it stays cold for a while, and then it doesn't be cold. And they can't figure it out, I can't figure it out. Have you guys seen this?
The Cool Cat you said it's 400.
Uh-huh.
The cool cat.
Yeah, that's strange because the Cool Cats don't have a lot of problems with it.
I haven't seen problems on the forum. I just thought maybe since you live up there, you'd seen them.
I mean, I remember replacing one here and there, but not like we usually, if we have a problem with the air conditioners, it's the other, like the 320
No,
air conditioner.
not the air conditioner, the refrigerator.
Oh, the refrigerator.
Oh, the
Okay.
refrigerator?
Yeah, the fridge.
You know, we don't have, there's been a couple of cases that they wouldn't cool, but usually when we put another one in, I mean, every now and then
Well,
we
and
get a bad
it's
one.
weird because it'll cool at Tom's. I get it home and it won't cool. I take it back, it'll cool at Tom's. I get it home and it won't cool, but 2 or 3 days later it's cool. It's just very hit or miss, and I just wonder if there's something in the back that they're missing. You know, it seems like it's not the refrigerator. It seems like there's some kind of a connection
It might
problem.
be a connection issue or something.
Nothing you've seen,
Wasn't
Mom.
there something on the forum about, somebody recently had a problem with that? And, it was the venting, there wasn't enough venting, and the refrigerator was overheating and shutting off.
That's what they said at the dealership, but they said they fixed it. I had a cool fridge yesterday when I left. I have a warm fridge now.
Well, how would they fix it if they didn't add another vent?
Didn't somebody add a fan or something
Yeah.
on the forum?
Yeah.
Somebody
On
had-
the 320 we do that, and on the
Oh.
truck camper we've done that.
Yeah.
But on the,
Put a little fan in.
sometimes you have to do a little fan, especially when you're somewhere where it's like Florida or somewhere where it's like really, really hot. But this feels great, like
What type of an outlet are you plugging into? What amperage?
that fridge is a 12 volt refrigerator.
Oh.
12 volt only.
That's not
No, it's
okay.
12 volt only.
Oh, it's 12 volt
Yeah,
only.
the 400 has 12. We also make one now that is 3-way, but, or maybe a 400 with a 3-way refrigerator in it, but I'm guessing you have,
No, it's the older one. It's the 12 volt
okay,
only.
so the 12 volt only.
Yeah.
So it could be a loose connection somewhere, that when you move it, it's not making the connection. If you take it back in, I'd have to check the wiring, which they should have done that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wondered if it was something you'd seen.
This is our 9th trip. In the last 2 trips, when I hook up the water, we open the inside faucet when we turn the water on, in case there's any air in the system, because it's been in storage. And then it's fine for about maybe 15, 20 seconds, and then the water starts coming out of the back.
And we have a regulator.
And pressure regulator, so I have to go in and take the vent seat up, and there's the little yellow valve. I pull it up and push it back down. It doesn't look like it popped up, but if I do that and put it back down, then it works fine. So I don't know what might be causing
You got
it.
too much pressure on your line usually. That's
Well,
what
they said they had a regulator.
Yeah, we have a regulator, and I turn the water and I turn it on really
Don't make
slow.
no difference.
And we
You
pre-open.
gotta have a regulator in there, at least mine does. Cause
Yeah.
it'll pop that sucker every time.
Doesn't mean your regulator's good.
Well, I just bought a new one.
That safety relief valve, I think, set for 40, 41 or 45 pounds
Okay.
per square inch. So
Well, regulator's
Some-
pretty passive. I mean, it's just a smaller hole.
sometimes they go bad and they get weak. We've had them where they were just blowing at lower poundages. So if you have a regulator that regulates it down to even, like, let's say 40, and that safety relief valve's a little weak, then it could be doing that.
So
So-
that's in the system where it pops, it releases the water, it's too much pressure.
Yeah, to protect the Aldi
It's not
system.
a faulty valve or anything.
It could, I'm guessing maybe if your pressure regulator is working, then my guessing is the safety relief valve is bad, or is too weak. Are you still under warranty on the trailer?
2017,
When did you buy it? Is it a year?
May of 2017.
May. So that'd be out of warranty. But if you want to replace it, you can call, actually, we changed our policy on
Yeah,
that.
you change your policy.
Call your dealer.
No, it says if the dealer can't help, you still will.
You're supposed to be able to call any dealer.
Yeah, you can call us for advice, but you can't buy the parts from us.
How come you
So what
do
happened
take
to Elsie?
photos?
Oh, she's still there.
Okay, so can we still call Elsie and bug her?
She won't tell you anything, but you can still buy
Do
her.
you want an immediate 60-something complaints about that?
I'm not, I think the part of the reason was, because now you're dealing with just the dealers. You don't have all the dealers, like 100 dealers plus, I don't know how many customers we have, but the workload was pretty substantial, so I think that was the main reason for cutting down.
Okay, so here's the most viable question. Most dealers, if they do not sell the trailer, will not service the trailer. Is New Camp actually looking at fixing into their contracts that if we are on the road,
Louder!
speak up, Martin, any dealer should be able to help us out?
I think we're in the process of working something like that out.
Good.
I'm hoping.
Good. That's why my
I'll put a
question
good word in for you guys, because that's a big pet peeve of mine too.
Yeah.
Because someone will call and I'll call the dealer and like, oh no, I'm not gonna work on it, and then I have to, try to find something else.
Yeah.
So the other issue is that most of the people here know more than the dealer about
Yeah.
their trailer.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen that.
yeah.
Well, you guys are all crazy, and you do so much research that it's a good crazy in the back. Yeah, you.
You remember
I
that.
have a whole list of questions, but I won't go through them all right now and hog the time. But again, I have that older 2004 model, and I'm still trying to figure out if I have trailer brakes, how they work. Again, I've taken it into the those two dealers I mentioned, they know nothing. I have no manual for 2004.
That should have surge brakes on it.
How do I know?
On the
Alco brakes
Yeah.
in Europe and it has surge brakes. There's Alco brakes manuals online. They're not a tab manual, but they're Alco trailer brakes.
Okay.
It tells you where the loop points are and all that stuff. I can get you a link.
Okay, I'm coming to see you tomorrow, right? I'm coming to see you in 10 minutes. And then that was gonna lead into wheel bearing maintenance, which, yeah.
All right, Marvin, say something. I'm trying to get the wind out.
oh, okay, is that better?
Yeah. First off, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I have an early model, 320, 2018, before you changed the Aldi to the new double valve for high altitude. And I was up in Flagstaff last year, and I get that freight train sound. Now, through all the forums, which you read them all too, but they came up with a valve for that. You turn it one way for high, you turn it one way for the gas valve. It appears that the only way to get it, because I did call Aldi, and I think they're in Washington or something, I called them, and they said, no, you gotta get it from Europe, we can't sell it in this country.
Yeah, the valve that Aldi makes, you have to get it from Europe, and the pipe is a different size. You kind of have to cherry rig it together. So we don't recommend it because it's European and American pipes that you're splicing together. So we actually came up with a gas regulator that goes just before the Aldi system, and it regulates your gas down to, I think it's 7
PSI, yeah.
Or
Or 7 cubic feet per whatever it is.
Whatever, yeah.
Water
Water column, there you go.
What would
So-
happen if you put that regulator, replace the one that's on the trailer in the front to begin with?
You can do that. It just reduces the flow, and when you're at lower altitudes, your stove burner might not work. It'll work, but it just won't burn as hot because the gases. Basically, what we're doing is we're bringing the gas ratio to the gas down, because when you're in low and high altitudes, the ratio is wrong, and that's where you get that
But
loud
that's
sound.
permanently at that pressure,
Yes,
even at lower altitude.
yes. That's why we only that's why we add it to just before the Aldi system, just another regulator. So it only reduces the pressure to the Aldi system and not to the whole trailer.
And the Aldi system works perfectly well at the lower altitudes with the new regulator.
What was that?
It's running at that lower pressure than all the time.
Yes, and we haven't had problems. We've had people test it in high altitudes and all the way down to the beach, and they didn't have problems.
So is it a replacement thing? I mean, we have that problem.
No, it's just an add-on.
It's an add-on.
So basically where the gas line attaches to the Aldi system, you take that loose and you go underneath the trailer and you install we have a kit.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that works, the dealer.
Yeah, it's like $80, and then if you take it to the dealer, they want like another
Yeah.
$200-300.
Yeah, so just adding, the regular has to be on the outside of the trailer. It'd be a lot easier if you could put it right on the Aldi system, and then the newer Aldi system, the 3020 model, has a switch in it where basically what happens there is that the fan brings more air in. Instead of bringing the gas ratio down, get the gas down, it brings the air flow up.
Okay, but still I'm confused on how we can go about doing this. What do we have to do?
You'd have to order the high altitude kit.
Okay.
And you probably have to, go through the dealer and they contact us and all that lovely
And they put their
stuff.
huge markup on it and everything like that.
Mm.
You're killing us.
I've had my cat for a whopping 3 weeks. Excellent product. Thank you. I got the 2019 320 Boondock Light, and I have the solar panel. I got it at Tom's. I'm not sure if everybody else did, but thank you very much. The solar panel's in the back, right? And first of all, what make is that, and what's the wattage on it? Do you know? And then I noticed that some of the models had one that was more towards the front. I'm wondering if, like, moving forward, is one or the other the standard model on a 320?
The new ones, I think we do on the front.
Okay, so the question is, I had one in the back, it's working awesome, but what was the deal for wanting to move it? And is there any gotchas that I should be looking out for? As far as reliability or?
I'm not sure what the reason.
Up there for,
Does yours have the little cap where the wires go down?
Yeah.
Okay, the newer one on the front has the wires attached to the bottom of the panel, so we cut a hole, and so the whole thing, you don't see any wires, it's just a big flat panel, and then the wires go down into the front cabinet. And I'm not sure if they had to put it on the front because of that reason, maybe?
Maybe it's a cleaner install.
It looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I have, so I'm not complaining. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know if there were, did you switch because it sucked, or did you switch because?
I don't think it's really one way or the other, because some campsites are probably gonna be set up where the back would work better and some
I
the
didn't feel
front.
like location matters, I just meant quality.
Oh, no, I don't think, I think it was more of a cleaner look and for the wires because of the way we went.
And do you know the make of it and the wattage, or no? I'm sorry.
We've had so many different solar panels. I think it's Sunflare
Okay.
and the controller is a Victron.
I know that, I took that.
Yeah. I believe it's Sunflare.
Okay, thank you so much.
I've got a 2015 320, and when I'm putting in water in a freshwater tank, I don't know if I have heat or what. I know about patience and all of that, but it's like a pint, and then I walk away and come back in an hour, and then a pint, and then I come back. So I don't know what the issue is.
Oh, really? I pretty well solved that problem by raising the tongue
I
as high as
did that
you
deal.
can.
I had that thing cranked up so high. Everything was falling out.
The problem, you have a kink in the
I
hose,
may have.
but the problem is that filler is right at the front of that long, flat tank. So when it starts filling up, it gets about half full, and you get more air coming out, and so it won't fill. By raising the tongue, it creates, that filler much higher. I was able to put in about 4 more gallons of water in the freshwater tank after I thought it was full, because it was, it kept spilling out and spilling out. I pumped that, I raised that up, lowered it back, raised it up, and I think I put about 4.5 more gallons of water. And then when I lowered it, it was fine, it didn't flow out.
Yeah.
It's just that the air is trying to escape through the same way that the water's coming in. It's got that little air hose right next to it, but that air hose is right next to the filler at the tank, so it really doesn't serve its purpose. And I was able to fill it at a fairly high rate. I mean, I could turn the faucet on, where before, you had to have a trickle.
And I also know the breather line is zip tight to the filler line, and sometimes I've seen it where they tighten that zip tie just a little bit too tight, and then it shuts the hose so it can't actually breathe. But it's probably more likely the water if you're a little bit low in the front or even level, once you get up to that point, then it's not gonna wanna fill.
Because it doesn't fill at the top of the tank.
Yeah.
You know, if it filled it at the top, you know, the air would escape. But when it's down here, the water level gets up about halfway, and it starts blocking the route for the air to escape, so it starts spitting water back, and you think it's full, or you kind of nurse it along a little bit. But you still can only get so much in.
Yeah.
Another one with water. As new camps started putting bottom taps on their water tanks, because ours, we have 20% water that we can't get out of the fresh tank.
We did on the tag, but.
Are you gonna do that with the taps?
I have a design for that tank that I wanna share with the guys at home, but
Okay.
I haven't yet.
And then, when you get that tank, is it gonna be available as a fix? Because right now, we can't use 30% to 20%.
Because of where the.
You can't fill it all the way, you can't use all of it, so it's 10-gallon tank.
My guess is if we do something, it will be retrofit, like made so you can actually put it in the same,
And retrofit it?
yeah,
Okay.
or without a huge amount of work.
Yeah, because like I said, our fresh tank, honestly, the tanks are small, we already know that. But when you have 20% of it you can't use, and some people as much as 35%, it can be an issue.
Yeah.
How do I set my clock?
Wait, on the Jensen or the Aldi? Because there's two separate clocks.
I called Jensen. They searched it everywhere. Oh, yeah. Nothing works. I can show you.
Show him, because I'm not sure.
I did it on mine yesterday. At least I can show you on mine.
I don't know if we got the same.
It actually drives a lot better now. I'm at about 240.
Do you have a
Some are
boondock?
higher than that, but
Do you have the boondock?
no, I have a S Boondock hybrid now. It's slowly becoming Boondock guys.
I usually say 10% of your trailer weight, but you can go a little bit, probably go a little bit out. I don't know exactly what the max. I have seen frames break because of too much weight on it, but I guess that guy, I can get over 300 pounds on it too.
Break or just fail at the bolts.
Where the hook bolts are, where the A-frame connects, it's split up through there.
I
But
think you stressed the metal, making that recess for the bolt.
they do stress it, but it broke at that point, and then it also broke right where the bend in the metal is. But he had a Honda generator, 3,000 watt Honda generator. He had wood on it. He had a couple gallons of gas. He was in Alaska, and he didn't want to run out of gas, so he just piled everything on there. And he got back with a broken frame.
Mine drives a lot better now. Mine was about 170 or less. I can pick it up, wheel it around, but now I'm about 240, and the trailer doesn't bounce anymore, and it tracks better.
Yeah, I think
The spec is 300, isn't it? Something like that.
320 weighs, what is it, 17, 1800?
Drive, yeah.
That's dry.
That's dry, yeah, that's dry.
Yeah.
How much did you say on the road?
About 2,300.
23, so you go 10% of that, you'd be at 230, and you're at what, did you say?
240.
240, so you're not,
Our
Not that far off.
Outback is fully loaded with everything in it. I think we are at 26. But we also load a lot of crap into the trailer when we travel.
But you bring a lot of beer.
so you gotta have the beer.
Yeah. Excessive amounts.
The gross weight on the trailer is 2,900, I believe.
20? No.
Is that right?
No.
And the trailer will be higher than at least that much, isn't it? I didn't see a gross weight published for the trailer. I saw an actual weight of 2,900.
It depends on the year and the model.
What, yeah, which one? Okay, well, 19 is what I was looking at. My point is that the tongue should be able to take 20% of the gross weight of the vehicle, otherwise, you know, I mean,
10 to 15.
10% is the low target, and if the max gross vehicle weight is 2,900, theoretically, you should be able to put 290 on a tongue without failure. So if you overload the trailer, then you can increase the amount of weight you put on the top.
What was that?
If you overload the trailer, then you increase the weight that you can put on the top.
I don't think it works that way.
320S, the oldie system. When we first got here, we turned on the heat. Gurgled. We never heard the gurgle noise before. And it stopped gurgling. And there's no heat going through. It gets hot. The heat kicks on outside. You can feel the heat. Yeah.
Look for a glycol leak.
Too low.
Okay.
Just too low.
Probably that,
Probably have
or
a glycol leak somewhere.
either it leaked out some of it, or there's some air got in, airlocked it. If the air bubbles get in that line, it just locks it and it can't circulate. And then you just have to add, if it's low, because the glycol actually circles up into the expansion tank and back down. So if it goes below that point, it can't circulate anymore.
I have a third of a bottle inside number 7.
Okay, I'll see you.
And
Don't be an auction.
Cold last night.
In a pinch, you can add, I think, with some distilled water. You don't want to use regular water, but use distilled water, and you can add up to like a pint or two, maybe. I wouldn't add too much more, and then I'd probably try to get it switched out and changed, because, but like if you're somewhere where you're camping and it's cold and you have to fill a little bit, put a little bit of distilled water in it to get it running. But then I would, once you get home, drain it and put new glycol in it. I believe I do have a document on how to do it. I did it one year at Tierstock. I don't want to do it again, but yeah.
I just did it.
You just did one?
I just did it, and there's nothing in there.
There's no structure in it, yeah.
So you just pick a spot where you want to do it.
Yeah.
Or it's not going to interfere with anything else.
I think I do have a document at the office where it'll give you the measurements, because it lines up with the one in the door, I believe. Just so, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. But it's really not that hard. It's just, you gotta find your spot, and then we do masking tape over so you don't scratch the fiberglass. Just drill a hole, take a jigsaw. The windows we use now actually get taped on with a 3M automotive double-sided tape. So you just put some on the window, and then you have to, just some accelerator you put on the fiberglass, and you want to put it right the first time because you're not getting it off. There's a trim ring that pop rivets to the inside of the sidewall. It doesn't actually fasten to the window. But then we do a bead of caulking around the outside as well, just to seal it off. But yeah, it's not super difficult. It's just the worst part is cutting in that fiberglass and you get all that fiberglass shavings all over you. It gets itchy. Yeah. So if you want this instruction, just send me an email. You can either do tech at New Camp RV, or I'm not gonna tell you my email. Go with tech. Go with tech. Well, I'm transitioning out of warranty.
Emails in an hour.
Yeah, I'm transitioning out of the warranty department, so I don't want people to be contacting me on that stuff. So.
Where are you going?
Quality control, more the quality control, and in-house, just make sure everything gets built right the first time. Don't know yet. We interviewed someone, but I'm not sure. So Renee's still there. So, and then there's another girl that came in to help from the line. She was out working on the line, so she's helping with more of the entering all the data and everything. So I'm almost out of it. I just talk a little bit, help a little bit now and then. So I'm liking it.
One quick question. The new trailer, it's the
Avia?
Avia?
I think that's the way to pronounce it.
What are the specs on that?
I don't know.
Awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
Like weight?
I think it's 25 feet long. Other than that, I don't know.
There's a good walkthrough on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
There is, but
Ohio.
You barely do one.
that bathroom needs work.
Probably.
That pull-out bathroom needs some work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was weird.
Yeah.
That was quite weird.
Anytime you have to pull a wall
I'm not
out
sure. It's
to
gonna be
crap.
at the Salt Lake City RV show, and my guess is I'm not sure if they're gonna try to get it for the
19 or 20?
2020, which would be 2020 models start in April.
Okay.
I'm guessing they'll probably try to hit that. I'm not
They're
sure.
thinking 2020 as opposed to 19?
That's my guess.
Okay.
But I've not really been that involved in it yet. I can walk through it just to make sure it's put together right, but other than specs, I don't know any of them.
We just love upgrading, so.
Yeah, hey, it's a beautiful trailer though. The bathroom, I do kind of tend to agree with you, it's a little weird,
Yeah.
but it's different, and I don't know how it's gonna be accepted in the market or not, but I think that trailer will eventually have like a couple floor plans, so.
And then a follow-up, are you gonna do a fifth wheel by 2027?
Anybody else have any questions?
On a slide out. A slide out on a 320.
I doubt that's gonna happen.
You couldn't even do the bathroom, what do you? You couldn't even do the bathroom a minute ago, you want the whole wall, right?
Well, no, sliding out, not just sliding in.
Back to the tongue weight, what's the factory tongue weight for the 320 with a full propane tank and the battery? 1896. No, the tongue weight.
Published on their website. Yeah, it's like 180.
I'm not sure.
My battery weighs 100 pounds.
I know where to find it, but I don't know it offhand.
Well, I'm just wondering if you added the spare tire and dual batteries, it's getting a little too heavy.
You'll get, it'll probably be close to the max if you do that. Depends on the batteries. So if you, depend on what size batteries we put in.
Spare tire, I haven't moved mine, it's 320, it's still under the back. If you actually drag that, is the structure above it enough to lift the trailer up without damaging the trailer? Or will it damage the trailer if you bottom that tire out on a driveway or something like that?
If you hit it hard enough, it could.
It will pull those bolts out. Because
You did it?
what happens is that you don't just drag it, usually it catches it and it pulls the tire this way. It comes out. If it just drug on there, that'd be one thing, but I did that once and it caught the front of the tire or the back, and I'm not sure which, but it actually tweaked those bolts that go through those elevator bolts, they're just through the floor, and they can pull. If you get enough leverage on that, sure. I was able to retighten them and it was good, but I eventually moved the tire for that reason.
I think the tire on the front makes so much more sense anyway. I mean, I'm relatively young, and I don't like getting underneath there to take that tire out. It's not easy. So. Yeah, AAA, yeah. Well, I'm too tight to pay for a AAA. I did it for a year and never used it, so I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
Whenever I'm running the pump, with the water to come through, bang, 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 bang against the wall. Do you know what's causing that, or why that would happen? I've had people, 2 trailers over, say, what are you doing? It is that.
One thing, it's the pump, it's just part of the nature of the beast. One thing
People have that too.
One thing that we've done already for that is get the pipe insulation at the hardware store. There's a foam tube.
Pull noodle.
Yeah, or pull noodles. Pipe insulation is essentially the same thing, it's just
Right.
thinner. And just cut yourself some pieces and put it where the pipe is hitting the wall. And then it'll help it a lot.
That's what I did. Pull noodles cheaper. 99-cent store.
I was reading in the Aldi manual about, they call it an air cushion, and said every 10 days you're supposed to leave the thing out, and then I asked the dealer, and he said that they do it when you first do it, but the manual talked about 10 days. I'm not that familiar with the system yet, but you know anything about that?
I've never had any problem with it.
Not doing it?
Not doing it, but yeah, it's one thing they recommend. to keep that air cushion in there. I don't know, has anybody ever had a problem with it by not doing it?
It would be awesome if you guys worked with your OEM partners to create instructional videos for like the basic use, and then that basic troubleshooting what people could actually do versus like ripping the unit out, which I'm a fairly technical person on a lot of levels, but the Aldi system, if it goes down, credit card out, somebody fix it.
That's actually one of the easiest systems to work on.
Okay, well, not here, but it's just like, you know, if you have.
It looks complicated, it looks
Well, that's why I
difficult,
said like
but
a video like pointing out step 1, 2, 3, and for winterization and everything. So many people on YouTube do wonderful videos, but if you guys did them with, they were really
Whichever you want.
1, 2, 3 all the way through the unit, it would be awesome, because so far, like I've had 3 weeks, and it's an amazing product, well done, guys.
I keep saying this every time I think I speak, is we were working on doing some like instructional videos like that, but it's one of those things that at work that's just kind of getting the back burner.
I'm a pro underwater videographer and stuff, so if you guys, I'll reach back and do it if you want.
Take them up on it.
We should probably take you up on that. It's just, we need to get someone who's technical enough to do the repairs, and then we have to have the guy who shoots the video and then editing, and it takes so much, it takes so much time, and then we're thinking, well, we could just video it and then just do voiceover. We don't know what we
I
want
did
to
like
do.
by the numbers under like we remove the Aldi panel, the panel, look down at the Aldi, like it's step 1, and then have a graphic that's pointing exactly to it, because, like you say, it's easy systems, but I'm not that, like, I'm technical on a lot of things with computers and things, but a lot of mechanical stuff, I'm not that.
I swapped out a whole unit, well, not the pipes, but the Aldi system in like an hour. Or replaced circuit boards in like 15 minutes. Like the whole thing's put together super simple.
Sure.
It just looks really complicated because of when you look at it.
Training and stuff would be great to have.
Yeah, we are working on it, and actually, when we had our rally in Sugar Creek, we actually had Spencer from Aldi at the rally talking. So maybe that's something we could incorporate a little bit maybe next year here, or I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's always nice to have those guys there. He had a booth there, he had a girl with him. Do you remember her name? No, it wasn't his wife. I just think the one thing I remember about her is she never saw fireflies, and she's at wine night. They were walking back to the camp. Fireflies. She's like, I've never seen fireflies. But so maybe that's something we could. Is Tom's here today? Anybody from Tom's here?
Brett came in earlier.
Okay.
Brad was here, yeah.
So it's always nice if we can have some of those people here as well and to answer some of those questions, because Spencer could answer a lot of those questions that I can work on them, I can fix most of the things, but when it comes to some of the settings and some of that stuff, Spencer was a lot.
You can call in Vancouver, Washington, and you can call there and talk to Spencer.
Yeah.
He said we can. You guys know a lot of the stuff too, but he really is up on top of it, or you might have to find the right person, to answer the question.
Yeah.
And he's there to do that for most
Yeah.
of the stuff.
It'd save you guys a lot of calls.
Yeah, I always like that. That's why I liked him at the other rally. I could just sit back and let him talk.
You did too.
I did.
You sat down, oh no, you had to stand. That's right.
Yeah, we had to stand so you could see us. Yeah.
Question, on that same thing, I had a trouble with my Aldi last Saturday. The fan wouldn't go in the propane blower. And I called up Tom's and the lady, she said, well, we're really busy, but they'll call you back today. Well, an hour later, Spencer called me from Aldi on his cell phone and told him what I'd done, and he told me to try something, and that got it going again. It was to take an air compressor and blow in the air exhaust and get the fan turning for a while, and then try and start it again. 'Cause it had power, and it would just trip a circuit breaker, but it was trying to start. But I was really impressed. Instead of just calling me back to Tom's and saying, well, the guy won't be until Tuesday, or the factory rep guy calls me on the cell phone on Saturday, and I thought that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a trick.
Anymore.
That's a trick I didn't know. I have to remember that one. So you went to the right place.
His mechanics figured that one out. He actually has enough mechanical knowledge of the product to be able to actually help you.
Yeah.
Two questions. I've seen where there's discussion of people removing their rear cabinets because
The one up top?
Yeah.
They do help on the structural. Which model, the clamshell or the,
I've got a few,
or the Q?
I didn't necessarily plan on doing that, but I might have other
It would probably weaken it some. I don't know if it would be enough to be concerned about it, but I've actually not even seen any or heard of anybody taking them out.
The other question I have is, we're having problems with, it doesn't seem like all of the cabin chute, the doors, the frames and stuff around, have ever been glued and everything down there. We're going down the road and we come back and there's a pile of wood on the floor, so it's like, that's supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's sawdust for your hamster. Yeah. It's from building it underneath it. When we've cracked.
I saw it, so the whole door just falls apart.
Oh, the door falls apart.
And I've seen no evidence that there's any glue in there.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Sometimes there's sawdust and stuff. And I thought that's what you're talking about from construction, but.
It doesn't look, because I assume you're supposed to, the frame's supposed to be glued.
Yeah, they should have been. Maybe
The
somebody-
Amish leave early on Friday too?
That's probably what happened. It was probably either Monday morning or a Friday afternoon. Yeah, my guess is it just didn't get glued right or, you know.